They're unbeaten. They're playing at home, and Baltimore's going in there. And I feel like these two things can be true. Tell me if I'm wrong about this. That for the last 20 years, or since whenever Ozzie Newsome became the general manager of that football team, we know that the Ravens generally know what they're doing. They're pretty good at knowing what they're doing. Even as we're arguing about whether their quarterback's elite or not after he's won a Super Bowl, that they are good at everything they do up there other than prayer their owner asks for when they're thinking about signing Colin Kaepernick.
Yes.
But they're good. They're good. That's a good organization, well run at the top. We all know it. And yet I feel, and you correct me if I'm wrong on this, I also never believe they're actually going to win anything. I've watched them for 20 years without believing that they're going to actually win the Super Bowl. Even as I'm watching them, and even one of the years, I'm seeing the best defense I've ever seen. But their quarterback.
Oh, you're going back to that point. Wow.
I'm going back over the last. I'm doing all the Ray Lewis years. I never have believed that team is going to actually win, even after it does.
Right.
Because I don't believe in Flacco. And because that defense, great as it was, I didn't believe they could carry Trent Dilfer there.
Sure. There were times where I thought they could win. Actually, Flacco, I forget who dropped the pass in New England.
Lee Evans.
Yeah, Lee Evans. Like there were a couple of years there.
The Patriots never want to face them because Ravens seem to be as well run an organization without the Tom Brady.
Right.
Like they seem to be run as well as the Patriots are. They just don't have, quite as much hardware, but there are a couple of times when Baltimore has gotten there where New England doesn't want part of that team. Like that, New England is scared of Baltimore when Baltimore comes around.
Right, but I think more so the last few years. Like, they are a solid organization. You're right, Ozzie Newsome is a great GM, but there's no chance they're winning anything meaningful this year or anytime soon.
I'll tell you what, though, who could have seen coming everything that's happened since the Super Bowl where the brothers were carpe dieming, and John Harbaugh is the better coach, man. And that's fairly staggering to say. Because the lesser-known Harbaugh, the lesser-respected Harbaugh, the less famous Harbaugh seems to be a more successful coach. That organization is really well run, and I don't trust them. I think they're going to lose all the time. I think they're going to lose tonight. I keep thinking that I'm going to get the game that they played last year in London against Jacksonville, where they lost 30-0 in the first half or something ridiculous. I keep expecting that to be the Ravens, and every once in a while they're holding up the trophy.
Right. And people are making a big deal about week one. They played the Bills. They played the Bills.
I don't trust that team. Do you? Guillermo, put it on the poll. I can't believe I'm saying it because I know they're well run. Put it on the poll. Do you trust the Ravens?
Couldn't wrap my brain around Joe Flacco outplaying a Colin Kaepernick, who at the time, Colin Kaepernick's played Aaron Rodgers twice in the playoffs, and he's outplayed him thoroughly, once at Lambeau and once at home. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. You tell me I'm wrong about this. New England doesn't fear Pittsburgh somehow as much as it fears Baltimore.
Well, certainly those Baltimore teams of a few years ago. Yes, I don't know if New England fears this Baltimore team.
No, I'm saying that if Joe Flacco comes into Foxborough, there's just a general concern that the Patriots don't have if the damn Steelers are coming into Foxborough. With Le'Veon Bell signed, with Antonio Brown back there and Roethlisberger, am I wrong about this? That the Ravens, because of how they're run, are a little bit scarier to the Patriots than the Steelers are, when the Patriots always know the Steelers have the best three skill guys and they're going to lose anyway.
They're not a bad team. They should have been in the playoffs last year, and the Bengals kept them out. And you can watch that rematch tonight. I got $50 on it.
Yeah! First half under!